Hi everyone and welcome to UFO TV. Today I have with me Eric. Now in 1978, Eric had an amazing encounter with a UFO in the Briagalong area of East Gippsland, Victoria, Australia. Welcome Eric. Thank you. Perhaps you could just start off with telling us what put you in that area at the time.
Well, what happened, we hunted on Steve's grandfather's place, and they had the property up in Marathon Road, and we wanted to go up there early, so we left Mafra at 3 o'clock.
Yeah. Who were you with?
Pardon?
Who were you with at the time?
Steve Tilley,
Yeah.
my son, he's my godson.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we hunted on his grandfather's property.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we went out to Boysdale, from Boysdale up to Valencia Creek, and up on the hill, the house was a house up there on the hill, and I just looked out because we had to go down over the Avon River. The Avon River was behind the house, and I looked out and I seen a red glow, just the top of the UFO, you know.
Yeah.
You got it in the book? I showed you.
Yeah, we'll show the
Yeah.
picture, yeah.
We did not see the UFO or anything because it was a bit cloudy and dark, but I seen that it was about a meter high, probably, don't know, about 2 meters wide.
Yeah.
A red glow, not like if you heat metal up, that sort of glow.
A molten glow.
Yeah, not rise or whatever you call it.
Did it cast a shadow or no shadows at all? Can you remember?
No, nothing. Just that red glow, you know.
Just the red glow.
They like the
Yeah.
hot metal.
Yeah.
And I said to Steve, I said, wonder what that is, what they got there, you know. Because behind there was a tree, and they had an old shed there.
Yeah.
And I said, wonder what they got, might be a water tower or something, you know, I didn't know. And so anyway, we drove down on the bridge, the Avon River was in flood. So we had to come back and go in towards Boysdale and the other way, you know, towards Briag. Anyway, I didn't take much notice, and when we got into Boysdale, I looked because the crossroads, I looked over to the right, and there was that thing there.
Wow.
So anyway, I said to Steve, I wonder what it is, and sort of the clouds sort of lifted a bit, and we turned left toward Briag, and I'm sitting on about 40 k's an hour, and it was over about probably, I don't know, 80, 90, 100 meters, and sitting on 40 k's, and it was exactly on my side. And when we got to Australia Road, I said, wonder what it is, you know? And then I started to see the shape of the UFO, and I put my foot down.
So you could only see the red part of it still at that point? Was
Yeah,
it only the red glow?
I didn't see the shape,
Yeah.
because it was clear there, and it was just above the trees, you know, probably, don't know, 25, 30 meters up.
Yeah.
I put my foot down and sit on 120 k's, and he's still exactly on my side.
Didn't change.
Out, and we got to Briag, and Briagalong. You've been in Briagalong?
Yes.
You know the crossroad there?
Yes.
Where the pub, the hotel is? We stopped there, and it went like this, and stopped in front of us, exactly right. And Steve said, shit, he said, have a look, it's coming down. They come down, and up forward, and where the houses are, and they're sitting above the power lines.
Sitting above the power lines.
Yeah.
Wow.
That low, and if it would have come right down, it would have taken at least 1.5, 2 meters of each side of the houses down, you know, that way. I think it was about 12, 13, maybe 14 meters, you know.
Across, yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, Steve naturally had been young, and he panicked a little bit. I said, oh, don't worry, I said, they could have done something already if they wanted to, you know. So anyway, I turned left and headed out toward what's the road called out there? Anyway, you go over to Valencia Brick Road again,
Yeah.
you know. We went out and turned left. We come up towards Jimmy Miller's property. It's, that was most fascinating of all. How did they know where we are going?
Mm.
Because at Jimmy Miller's crossing, all of a sudden it took off to the right, shot up the gully, you know, and gone.
So it's heading into the mountains, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I said, geez, that was funny. I wonder where it's gone, you know, forgot about it.
Just going back to when you were in Briagalong, I remember reading that it actually came down closer to you.
Yeah, it
So
came
it
down
came-
in front of us, sitting
Yeah.
above the bloody power lines, you know.
Yeah, and did it come sort of like moving forward like that, or did it just descend?
Just straight.
It just dropped straight down.
Always, never sideways, never
Yeah.
that way, always
Yeah.
straight.
No wobbling or anything,
No,
just
nothing, just-
nice and
Just
controlled.
like that, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Dead still.
Dead
you know,
still.
yeah.
No sound.
And that was fascinating, you know, when he took off and went up past Jimmy's property, right up, and we had to keep on going on the
Valencia Creek Road.
400 metres, 500 metres,
Yeah.
and we turned right then, and up, you know, and we got up to the top. Before you get down to Bob Dunstan's property, it's steep drop down, you know, and we just come before we went down, and Steve yelled out, "Steve," he said, "have a look." It come up above the trees. It was sitting there waiting.
So it was like it was waiting for you
Yeah, how
catch
did
up.
they know where we're going? You know, because we keep on going straight.
You kept going
Yeah.
straight.
Anyway, we went down, and I started to get a bit fascinated. You know, I'm always, even when I was a schoolboy, I used to do stupid things. You know, I used to wake school,
Yeah.
and everything fascinated me. And we had castles over in Austria. And one castle, that 5 kilometers from my school up on the hills, there used to be robbers. That was the story. And they used to rob the caravans going, and they said there must be gold somewhere. And they used to climb down on the side. And they're what they called Jungfrauensprung, Maiden's jump. According to the story, the daughter of that robber, she wanted to marry someone, and her father wanted to marry someone else.
Yeah.
And she jumped off there, killed herself. And they got a memory thing there, you know, and it's enclosed. And I used to go up there, climb down, because there used to be holes in the rocks, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I came there looking for gold. I never found nothing anyway.
So you had an adventurous spirit.
Pardon?
You've had an adventurous spirit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And anyway, we went down to the gate, you know.
Yeah.
And there were big, there's only a few left now, they cut a few down. There's big, huge pine trees, you know. And we went down and drove into the driveway, you know. And then it come down slowly and stopped. And then slowly come down where the hut is, you know, in the book.
Yeah.
Where the hut is, it stopped there, about a few, probably 12, 15 metres over on the side of the hut, and stopped there. Next thing Steve yelled out, it's coming closer, you know. He come slowly down, there was no noise, no nothing. Come down, we could see it very clearly then, you know. And I put my headlights on and looked for my camera. I only had an old camera.
Just an old camera?
Pulled out a little tiny little flashlight, and then thing wouldn't work. So anyway, I'm sitting there and slowly come down again. So I backed out, started to push Steve, he panicked, you know.
Yeah.
I backed out, put the nose of the car up to head off back, you know, and it stopped. So fascination grabbed hold of me again, so drove back in.
You drove back in again.
Yeah. We're sitting there for about, I can't remember, not long, you know, maybe 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And Steve said, have a look, something's coming out. And there was a tube, I think about that size, but they
Yeah.
don't, and
So
probably
maybe
about that high.
Half a metre wide, maybe?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that sort of size,
about that big,
Yeah.
you know. and about that high.
Yeah.
And there was a light on top, but not there was no beam or anything, just like a star.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of
Solid light.
yeah. On top, it come down slowly out underneath, and slowly went over to the hill, and over the hill where we come down.
Yeah.
Stopped there, don't know, 20, 30 seconds, slowly come back inside.
Inside.
Yeah. We're sitting there and I said, what's going on? And then daylight started, you know.
So this was still dark when you saw that happen?
Yeah,
It was still fairly dark.
yeah.
The sun hadn't started coming up.
Yeah. And when we first spot, when we went out to Valencia Creek, it was exactly 3:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
When we first seen. And then when it started to take off, it was exactly 5:15.
Yeah.
And 3/4 of an hour, it went up slow, very, very slow. The last thing, sun come out, last thing we seen was look like a bit of foil paper, you know.
Yeah.
So the funny thing though, before it was black, real dark, and once the sun come out, it come out like a foil paper. So, you know.
Interesting, isn't it?
But that's fascinating, you know. I was tempted. If I would have been by myself, I probably would have gone down and put my spotlight up or a torch, you know, or, yeah.
Very, very interesting,
Yeah, but for Steve, I was a bit worried, you know. When we come home, his father come down. He said, what the bloody hell did you give him to drink? I said, what are you talking about? He said, oh, he reckoned he'd seen a UFO. I said, we did.
You did see a UFO?
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible, isn't it? So was there any other, when it was hovering there and the object came out of it and travelled across to the hill and came back, was there any more lights on the object? It didn't, just the red glow on the top was all that was there?
Yeah, that glow was gone.
That was gone at that point?
That was gone at that point, yeah. The red glow was gone after we left, when he took off up the gully.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
So once it left Briagalong, at that point the light had gone off it.
Yeah.
Was there any other lights on it then?
No,
like on the
nothing.
rims or
Nothing.
anything like that?
Around it looked like it had like windows, you know, on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I marked it on the
map?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but no other lights, nothing, no.
No other lights of any kind. And when the object came out and it travelled slowly across over to the hill, very slowly across, how close to the hill did it actually get? Did it go right up to the hill? Was it
almost
sitting back?
right up, yeah.
So almost down to ground level?
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't.
Well, the hill, it's about that angle, you know, and you come over.
And it came right close to the hill?
Yeah.
And
it's about probably 100 metres across from the hut where the house is, you know, to the hill where it comes down.
To the hill where it came down. It's almost, I mean, it's almost like it was checking the hill out for some reason, like it was doing some type of a probe or a sampling of some sort, and it didn't seem to mind the fact that you were there. So
someone must have been in there or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
It's just either they, I don't know, I'm lost, you know. Either they, I'm a firm believer there's other life out there.
Yeah.
Earth is only a small planet.
It is.
Isn't it?
It is very small.
Yeah. And why shouldn't that over the years, you often read, you know, they've seen UFOs. Apparently in America they found a UFO, you know, and they hushed it up when they found all the bodies in there.
Roswell, I think, is the one that you're talking about from 1947. Yeah.
And that, after the Valentich, you know, and that piece in the paper, the bloke reckoned it was, I'm not sure now, if Valentich got caught before us, before we seen it, or after, I'm not sure.
Valentich was the 21st of October 1978. So, and from reading in the book, your encounter was in late September the same year.
Middle September, roughly.
Yeah, so there was probably a 3 to 4 week period between your encounter at Briagalong, or north of Briagalong, and the Valentich disappearance down at Cape Otway in the same year. It was a very intensive period of UFO activity around that September-October period in Victoria, and the day that Valentius disappeared, there was lots of UFO sightings all along the coast.
Yeah.
So he was unlucky to be in the air at that time, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was very.
Apparently people seen it, seen a lot of times over the years in our area here,
There's quite a few UFO reports from this area.
Like when you go down from Mafra out over or down the highway, where the Mafra road comes in,
Yes.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
That's
sucked all the water out.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're talking about the Rosedale UFO case, which Rosedale from here, guys, is not that far away. It's only a few, probably 15, 20 minutes down that direction, and you'd be over where another UFO encounter occurred. Eric's encounter out at Briagalong, and then there was the other one at Bundalagua, which is between Sale and Mafra. So there's interest in this area. Why? Who knows? But they come here periodically over time, and you can be in the right spot at the right time to have an encounter. So that's really over the year. Like after you'd seen it, how were you after you'd had that experience?
Well, it always fascinated me.
Did you tell people about it?
I am, yeah.
You told a lot of people?
I'm very, very forgetful lately. I forget names and forget faces, but this is that clear in my mind that, if it happened last week or something.
Yeah, so it's burnt into your brain.
Yeah, it just, I remember it exactly, what it was. Yeah.
And you didn't feel fear at all yourself?
No.
Fascination.
I've always been like that,
Yeah, and young Steve was about 13 at the time.
Yeah.
He didn't feel the same. He was obviously having a panicking or fear.
He panicked because I was young, when it come closer, and when I backed out the car, he grabbed me up, he said, "Oh, look," and I said, turned out, and I said, "If you come closer, I'll take off." But it stopped. The fascinating, the no noise.
Yes.
Normally, early in the morning, birds start, and everything, nothing.
Silence.
No wind, no noise, no nothing. And when it took off, exactly 3/4 of an hour it lifted.
That's a very slow amount of time to disappear.
Exactly 3/4 of an hour.
So you stayed in that spot, next to those cattle yards, out there in that area, and watched it.
They go up
slowly. So it really was like it didn't mind being observed or being seen. It didn't. Often you hear a lot of UFO reports where it's actually gone. They just shoot straight up.
Yeah.
This one didn't do that.
Yeah. Before it was black, or dark grey. And when it went up and the sun hit it, it was like foil paper. Sparked,
Very, very bright looking. Very bright looking. And it's quite incredible that you're driving through Briagalong in the wee hours of the morning.
You see the street lights were on, and it come down and sitting above the power line. So that's how high would that be? Probably 25, 30 metres.
Meters in the air, yeah.
And the speed he done, when we come into the Briag, he stopped, when we stopped on the sideway and looked at him and like that we stopped.
Yeah. So he could move incredibly fast.
Yeah, incredibly fast, we stopped.
And stopped instantly.
Instantly,
From nothing to bang. Which is quite incredible. Was it no effect on the car at all?
No, nothing.
Car was not affected by it. Sometimes you hear stories of UFOs affecting cars. They lose power, static electricity and radios get affected and all that sort of stuff. So there was no effect.
Nothing, absolutely nothing.
No effect on the car at all. It's really quite...
So, I should have gone out and say, "Hey, come down."
If you had your time over, would you hop out of the car?
What's that?
If it happened again, would you hop out of the car and go have a look?
Yeah, no, I didn't go over. I stayed on the fence, but the fence was right in front of the car, so.
Yeah.
But Steve panicked a little bit.
Yeah.
So more worried. If I would have been by myself, I don't know, I might have probably put the torch out or something,
And shone
put the lights on and off, and the car lights, but...
Did you feel like you were being observed?
Yeah,
The way,
well, the way they followed us.
yeah,
It must have.
it must have been. It must have been looking at you and maybe just as curious about you as you were about it.
Yeah, probably.
So it's quite interesting to consider that that's.
Oh no,
observing you at the same time.
there are always things, you know, I read years ago, I read all sorts of stories that fascinated me. And people say, oh, you're probably not, you've been on the beach or something, you know. Why shouldn't there be on life out there,
Yeah,
you know?
that's right. It's very good. And you're also telling us just before we started filming too about the 1976 experience that you had. If you just
I didn't take that much notice on that, you know. I said, oh, because it looked like a cigar-shaped thing, you know, but no thing underneath like a Zeppelin had.
Yeah.
Just shaped like that.
Yeah.
In the back we couldn't see right because the flames, big flames, but no noise. I mean, we travelled very slowly, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. In 1976, Eric was out in the bush again, and they saw this Zeppelin-shaped object with flames coming at the back of it, travelling slowly.
Very
slowly, and it basically disappeared off out of view.
Yeah.
So, were you deer hunting on that occasion as well? Were you deer hunting in 1976?
That's why we went up there early in the.
Yeah.
We said we go up, you know, sit there, and so we don't disturb them in the morning. They come out and. That's water of the river. The water could have been up about here. I had to turn around and go back.
Okay.
But that's where the big tree is. There used to be a shed, but it was sitting above, always in that red dome. And then we went down the river, but couldn't get across, and come back again into Four-Star and towards the Briag.
Yep.
A lot of things changed here. The house is over there, new road up there. It's all changed.
It's all changed?
Yeah, there used to be more trees in here too.
Wow. Here we are in Briagalong, and this is where Eric saw the UFO hovering at the crossroads.
Yeah, just above that door and down, at the height of that tree in the back, you know?
Yep.
Yeah, that high it was.
That height,
yeah.
above the second pole down the road there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it travelled along on your right hand side over here.
We come over here, we could see it there.
Yep.
And then we stopped, we come like that and stopped.
Straight around, and it's hovered just above where the crossroads is here at the first pole, just down there.
Right up there, where the lower spot is between those two hills, that's where it went through.
Okay, so it's travelled up through here.
Yeah.
And did it go up over the top of the rise? Did it go up over the top of the hill?
No, in the middle.
In the middle.
The lowest place.
Yep.
Right that gully up there.
Yep, so it's just gone straight up the gully. Yeah. And you were travelling along the road here.
Yeah.
And you saw it go up that gully.
Yeah.
And then you lost sight of it.
Gone.
Gone.
He's sitting up there waiting for us.
That's it. So yeah, so it's gone up over a few more hills.
Yeah.
And then it's waited for you
up there.
a little bit further up.
Yeah.
Knowing that you were heading in that direction.
About half a kilometre.
Yeah. Yeah, about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, half a kilometre from here to the turn off.
Right, that where the lowest point is, there went through there.
Straight up through here. Wow.
The old hut, like Jimmy Miller's, he used to live in McAdam Street where I used to live.
Oh yeah.
And then he bought that place here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice spot out here.
Over there, just this side of the hut, that's 25 metres up, it stopped. And then we drove in here. Okay,
Yep.
And slowly come down a little bit toward us.
Yep.
And Steve panicked a bit, so backed out, you know.
Yep.
Backed out again, and it stopped. Roughly where that wheels are. See that?
Yes, the wheels. Yep.
It stopped up, probably 20-25 metres
Up
in
there.
the air. And stopped there. And we're sitting watching, you know. I come back in again.
Yep.
Watching, and then all of a sudden thing come out.
From that point?
It's only about that high off the ground.
Yep.
Maybe 2 meters or so.
Yep.
3 meters. And slowly went over, right over there. Stopped and slowly come back again. And then inside.
Back up inside.
Yeah. And exactly 5:15, it started to lift off. Yeah.
Straight up into the sky.
Exactly 6 o'clock, that's when we see a little bit of foil paper, it looked like foil paper.
Yep.
Exactly 3/4 of an hour, I watched everything.
Yep.
And it's gone.
And it was gone.
Yeah, 6 o'clock.
Wow. And you guys were right here, practically. Right here where we are now, standing
Yeah.
here right now,
Yeah.
is where they were. And not more than, I don't know, 50 metres out into this field here, the object was hovering 30 metres up in the air. And as Eric just...
I mightn't be even 30 metres, but I don't know, 25, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, yeah. It wasn't a great height.
No, it was...
The object came out of the bottom and then it travelled straight across to the hillside on the opposite here where we were before, and then it's retreated back and gone into the object, and the object's gone straight up into the sky.
Vibing slowly, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It still fascinates me, you know, how they know where we're going, what's what. I put the lights on and switched them off, you know, curiosity.
Yeah.
You know, but the car lights, it went up that way, it's not up.
Yeah.
And I wasn't game enough with the torch, you know, to light up there, because Steve was a bit on the panicky side.
Yeah.
You know, when he was 13 or 14, I think it was.
Yeah, he was only young.
Yeah. But experience and a half, I tell you.
Yeah. So how long do you think you sat here watching all of that happen?
Well, hang on, I can work that out. 3:15. We left 3 o'clock, 3:15 we were in Boys Tower. 3 for half an hour. But 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it was with us nearly 2 and 3/4 hours.
2 3/4 hours. Yeah.
When we seen it first, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. And you were obviously were familiar with this area before, having been here before. So when you come here, like you knew the shack was there, the lie of the land. Yeah. So you're very familiar with the area.
Yeah. Oh, we used to hunt. We walked up that way.
Yeah.
Up to the back in there. It's fair walk.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just go up there, you know, but in the back, that's where the deer come out.
That's where the deer
they come out in here too, you know. But
over there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's quite
I
incredible.
got a doe in there in the corner over there. That house wasn't up there then.
Oh, yep. Yep. So that's amazing.
Is that tree dead?
Yeah.
See that big dead tree over there, the grey one?
Yes.
Big red one.
Yep.
Over on the right hand side, see the thinner ones, dead ones?
Yes.
Yeah, up there. There was not so much bushy there.
Yep.
Must have been sitting because Steve said, sit, he said, have a look, there it is, and it reads up above the tree.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we took off. We didn't come down, we sat in the car there, could see it, you know.
Yeah.
And anyway, we come up and we went down, and it followed us down and over the hut. We stopped from the hut.
Out over here.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when that troop come out underneath, it come from there, from the hut, where it come out up to here, to the end.
Okay.
Yeah, where the trees are, out in the open, and slowly went back down again.
Okay. So what sort of distance was it going from where the UFO was across to the hill? Was that a fair distance?
Probably maybe 150 metres.
150 metres. So
Roughly,
so the object came down and it travelled about 150 metres.
Right up to the end there, to the trees.
Yep.
Yeah, and come back again very slow.
Came very slowly. And you guys walked down here, did you?
No, you from the bottom.
Oh, from the bottom, okay.
Yeah.
So around there. Okay.
We seen it come up.
Yep.
And then we drove down.
Yep.
Drove into the driveway down there in the hut.
Yep.
The trees, and it come down, you know, and it come down slowly, lower down, and come toward the hut, sitting above the hut.
Above the hut, yeah.
Yeah, and Steve, it's coming closer. No, it come close and then I backed out, turned the car up that way.
Yep.
Because if it come closer, I will go, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And anyway, it stopped. It's just sitting there.
It's just hovering there. Okay, so how much further around is that? That hut's just down
Just down there.
around
Down
here.
the hill, and that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And it's down there. And the probe came out and the probe went across over here
Yeah.
to that hill there.
Yeah,
and then
come back again. Stop
came-
for a few seconds, you know, probably 10
Yep.
seconds or maybe, I don't know. Then come slowly back and back into it.
and back up into it
Yeah.
again. Fantastic. There you go, folks. Here we are.
The bloody thing comes up now.
We hope it comes up again now so everybody can have a look. But over in the area where we were standing here now, that's where they first sighted the object when they came over the hill here. And out in that paddock behind us here is where the object was.
The trees were not the speakers set up there, you know.
That was smaller?
Huh? Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
it's about 40 years ago now. you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, that
Yeah,
would have been
so
a bit smaller.
More bushy there.
Yeah.